Hello folks, welcome to OTD, also known as On the Deck, where you can get all the sports you need in 10 minutes. My name is Adam Arduna, this is my mom Gina.
He is the journalist.
She's the enthusiast.
I am an enthusiast today, even though we had a rough weekend and our teams didn't win, but it's a good topic today. It brings us to a good point.
It is a good topic today. We have a new one. We've never really talked about this, but we are interested in your comments and your suggestions about the question that we're getting ready to ask, and I'll ask you, and we'll just ask everyone in general.
Right.
Okay, so the question is, are villains good for sports? And what we mean by that is there's always a yin to the yang. There's always good versus evil. There's always dark to light, etc., etc. All the metaphors and examples you want to use there. But when it comes to sports, people love to hate on a team or love to root against another team or player or athlete or coach. Whatever it or whoever it may be, or a franchise or an owner or whatever. And then there's always the team that you love to root for, be on their side.
Heroes.
Your heroes, exactly. And so the question is, are villains good for sports? And we use the word villain because it's kind of the way you have to portray it. Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to ask you, so are villains good for sports?
Absolutely. I love this question. It's a great question. The thing about sports is you want competition. You want somebody to root for and someone to root against. You got the home team. You got the crosstown rivalry in high school.
Sure.
There's no better game around here. This will be irrelevant to everyone else, but Blue Valley Northwest versus Blue Valley North. You wait for that game all year. You know, it's the Michigan versus Ohio State, the Oklahoma versus Nebraska. And it depends on which team you like, which one you think is the villain.
Sure.
But those are rivalries. I'm talking about teams that people love to hate, real villain. Can I list a few? I've been thinking of a few.
Please do, yes.
Let's go back to the 80s. You guys remember the Miami Hurricanes of the 80s?
Man.
Hello. How about the Detroit Pistons of old?
Bad boy Pistons.
Okay, coming in the 90s. How about Duke back then? When they had Christian Laettner. Yeah, okay. Let's go back. Let's talk about the Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys.
Yes.
People love to hate them. Now, right now, you got the Cleveland Cavaliers and you got the New England Patriots.
Yeah.
Now, if you're a fan of any of those teams, this doesn't make any sense to you. But the rest of us know exactly what I'm talking about. These are teams people love to hate.
Correct.
And then it's not just the teams, you have individual sports players.
Right, exactly. Or just individual athletes that you're not a fan of, that you're like, man, I can't stand that person. I know we came up with a few athletes.
Right.
Go ahead and list off some of those players that we've talked about.
There was a 30 for 30 called I Hate Christian Laettner. Let's start with, you got Christian Laettner, you got Bill Laimbeer, Charles Barkley back in the day, people hated him. Now you come in modern times, you got Dennis Rodman for a while, you of course got LeBron James.
Yeah.
If you can't hear me, I'm saying LeBron James.
LeBron James. Yes. Tom Brady.
Tom
Brady.
There's
a lot of different players that people aren't fans of.
People are not fans of these guys, and they become people that you love to hate, people you love to root against.
Yes.
Just the player that you feel like is just dirty.
Right.
Dennis Rodman. I don't know if I said him from back in the day. People love to hate him.
Exactly. Well, and even and this is the thing about it. If you're fans of these players or athletes or teams, you're like, well, I don't understand that. But there are a lot of people that feel a certain way. And one of our absolute favorites, a lot of people are not Kobe Bryant fans.
I don't understand it. He shouldn't be on the list.
We love this athlete. Draymond Green right now is getting painted in a bad light. There's a lot of LeBron people that love LeBron, but we're not, and there's a lot of people that don't like LeBron.
Correct.
Tom Brady is one of those guys. And this is what I was thinking about earlier. I think the reason why they become the villain or the evil, if you will,
the evil empire.
When you're born, you're never just born evil. You're just born as who you are. But there's something that happens to you that turns you into a villain or turns you evil. There's an event in your life that changes you.
You fall into a vat of nuclear waste and you come out with evil superpowers.
And all of a sudden you forget who you were from the start, or like I said, there's an event that changes your whole perception of what it is. You hear this a lot of times with people that were American soldiers and they go overseas and they go rogue, and all of a sudden they get turned into something that they never were because they start seeing all these bad things happen, and America gets blamed for some of these bad things, and then all of a sudden they were these great American soldiers and now they're over on the other side of the fence. And so I think that's what happens. You look at a Tom Brady. This is a guy that you should always love. Well, for me, you would think his story is so great.
Right.
Getting drafted in the 6th round or the late rounds of the NFL draft, and coming from Michigan where, you know, great football tradition, all this, that, and then now all of a sudden he's got this amazing wife, and now he's kind of got his own,
he should have a superhero story.
Yes, but I don't want to say these words to make it, I want to be politically correct here.
Don't be. It's your show.
It's just one of those things where
it's your show. Say what you want.
There's a little, I don't know. I don't want to call him out too badly, but go to YouTube to really see those words. But the point is that the way that they carry themselves put off this bad vibes. And so it's one of these situations where I think at one point in time, I don't think LeBron James was ever someone that became a flopper like that. I think he was a premier athlete, and he still is a premier athlete, but I think he's always been gifted just the red carpet for his everything. And he has now had 2 championships in Miami. Now he's in Cleveland, and all of the antics that have come with it. It's just, there's been a lot, but there's been a lot of different examples that people can say about bad and good, but it's just one of those situations where it's like, I think there's an event or something that has changed these people to become the villain.
Well, but some people are just jerks. I hate to disagree. That's not the term I normally would use. Some people are just jerks. Some people, you meet them and they are just mean-spirited. They were mean. They were the kids stealing your crackers at nap time in kindergarten. They're just people who are just mean. They're just jerks, and they enjoy it. Bill Laimbeer will laugh his behind off. You ask the Miami Hurricanes back there, they say, you want to see us dance? Don't let us in the end zone. There are people who get off on it.
But I will say this much, for some of these teams, though, like Miami, they weren't good before they started winning. They were one of the worst football teams in history.
Right.
And then all of a sudden they started winning. And that's my point, is some people haven't had the success that they have, and now they're all of a sudden, like Tom Brady he played with that chip on his shoulder. Now that he's been winning, there's kind of that, I don't want to say douchebagginess, but that's what I was trying to say.
But here's
that type of that carryover.
I think that there's 2 categories. There's some people who forget themselves and all of a sudden become more than what they should have been in the first place, and they become very, like you said, not very nice people anymore. But there's some people who just come out to it. They approach it that way. They're the bully from the get-go. They don't want to be liked. They don't care what you think. And honestly, back to your original question, is this good for sports? Absolutely. Nobody wants to see a Super Bowl where you've got the 2 Manning brothers there shaking each other's hands. Hey, big bro, I love you, big bro. That's great. Whoever wins, yay. That's fine and dandy. And then you're sitting there going, oh, I just hope it's a good game. But let me tell you something. If you got, Eli Manning versus Tom Brady playing a game, or you got Tom Brady versus the Seahawks versus Russell Wilson, you are in there rooting against or for. You're crying with every play. You're screaming at the TV. You're blaming the refs. That's what makes it great.
Yeah, it is.
That's what makes sports fun. The villains are, look at what's going on with Duke right now. Duke has no reason to be anything but praised for how great and historic a winning program it is. Coach K is just one of the best, but you got Grayson Allen. This kid can't sneeze right now. He fell out of bounds last week and fell into a coach, and everybody ran across everybody's sports show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's
because
true.
people love to hate the villain. And right now, LeBron James is my favorite villain of all time. He and Tom Brady are 1A
well, Tom
on
Brady
the
is
top
definitely
list.
mine. And I'm not trying to call Tom Brady that D word that I said earlier, but I was just saying the aura of how he goes about things.
A lot of people
wearing
think that.
Ugg boots, and he's too good to show up at the White House and things like that, and that's where, to me, I just kind of feel like I can't get with that. And so I just have a hard time seeing him back in the Super Bowl.
Are you saying you don't wear Uggs?
I don't wear Uggs. My sister wears Uggs because they're for girls. I know
She's
their
a sorority
original
girl.
intention were for
She's a
surfers to
sorority
dry off
girl.
your feet, but it turned into a fashion statement in Los Angeles, and it's all over every girl possible, every sorority girl, high school girl.
And by the way, Bill Laimbeer would never wear Uggs.
Exactly.
Tell the truth.
I can't get with that. So, anyways,
yes, the villains are good.
The villains are needed in sports.
They are.
Like I said, I'm a fairy tale type of guy. I like superheroes to always come out on top.
But you like them to defeat the bad guys.
I do.
Though.
I certainly do. I just hate the fact that a superhero could lose to the villain, and now that you have this dark cloud over everything, and so I don't want that.
You never want to see Lex
I want the light
Luthor
to
win.
come through, and so
it's always got to be Superman in the end.
Be the superhero winning. And so I do agree, though. You have to have that contrast, and it's good for the drama and for all the fans to watch.
And right now, you might have Aaron Rodgers versus Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. We're not there yet, but you could.
It could happen, and that would be a great game. And so,
well, you know what? It'd be a better game than having to go Aaron Rodgers versus Ben Roethlisberger.
Well,
I like both of them.
Well, I think that's still going to be a good game.
It'll be a good game, but they're both nice guys.
Great offenses. Yeah, but who cares? I just want to see a good Super Bowl.
I want to see Aaron Rodgers pick apart Tom Brady. That's what I want to see.
I don't want to see Tom Brady win the Super Bowl, so I hope Ben Roethlisberger goes in on him this week, and hopefully they can take care of business. So we'll see what happens. Well, we just want to say we appreciate you watching us. Please continue to follow us on all of our social media. On Facebook, please just type in OTD. On YouTube, just type in Adam Orduna. She is JRepass_OTD, and just type in OTD_ on the deck for our Twitter handle. And we are always updating Twitter. We're tweeting our tails off these last couple weeks with all the football, and we got college basketball right now.
Well, you got NBA flop-a-ball.
We
can't call it basketball because LeBron James is turning it into flop-a-ball.
Exactly.
Come on, LeBron haters, let me know. Or the people who love LeBron.
We appreciate your time, and continue to stay tuned, and thanks for watching, folks.
Thank you, Facebook Live.
Thanks, Facebook. We'll see you guys later.